Hey there, welcome back to the Boundaries Unleashed podcast, where we are continuing the Becoming Her mini series. And today's episode will really hit for so many mystic minded women because we're talking about energy perception and being able to be a deeply feeling person. And if you've ever been told you're too sensitive, too emotional, too reactive, then I want you to know that you're not crazy. You're just energetically sensitive, and boundaries are going to be the medicine for you. Okay, so that you don't feel overwhelmed by all these extra feelings. So, let's dig into how our sensitivity is not only valid, it's actually sacred. And boundaries are what help us bring us back to ourselves when we're in this deeply feeling state. Okay. Now, know that we are all energetic beings. You are an energetic being. We all are. But some of us just feel more. And if you're someone who walks into a room and instantly feels the vibe, or you can sense a loved one's mood shift from a mile away, you might be an empath or an energetically sensitive person. And that's not a weakness, that's just perception. And we don't have to fear that. We just may not be able to know how to work with it. And if we're in that state, we can tend to internalize it as a flaw, and we think we're being dramatic, we think we're being maybe a little fragile, or we tend to overthink everything because we're being flooded with all these emotions. And just let me be clear that being attuned to energy is not a fault, it's actually a spiritual gift, but it just needs a container, it needs boundaries. So let's talk about why this extra sensitivity to energy can actually turn into self doubt. And without boundaries, energetic sensitivity can lead to confusing other people's emotions with our own, taking on responsibility that's not ours, that doesn't even belong to us in the first place, or even emotional burnout, overfunctioning in relationships, and the list could go on. But when this happens, over time, we stop trusting our inner voice and we start second guessing ourselves constantly. And you begin to wonder, am I the problem? Right? The problem, it's me. Like, am I the problem? And the answer is no. Well, maybe it depends on what mood you're in today. But generally, no. You're just absorbing too much energy that doesn't belong to you. And sensitivity without boundaries is self abandonment in disguise. So keep that in mind. And boundaries are our medicine, boundaries are the road back. So when you build boundaries, you don't shut down your sensitivity. You can actually shape it. You learn to feel deeply without drowning. You can observe without absorbing, and you can care without collapsing. So boundaries really help you tune your channel, if you will, so you can actually hear your own guidance again. They give you discernment between your energies and other people's energy. It gives you emotional clarity in messy situations. It can give you confidence to speak and decide and choose without spiraling, especially when that overthinking comes to play. So, boundaries are how your intuition can get louder and more clear. And that just overall just brings more confidence. Now, I want to share a story. I always like sharing stories because I feel like it really kind of grounds in these concepts. And it was actually one of my Leap clients. So Leap is is my 16-week coaching program that I use for recovering people pleasers, set healthy boundaries. And one of my clients, she came to me feeling super emotionally fried. She was in a healing profession, I'll just say that. And she was the go-to friend in her social group, and she always said yes all the time, even when her body and was screaming no. She was always saying yes because she just felt guilty for saying no because she worked a lot and she wanted to be available and help people. But she was the go-to friend, and she thought something was wrong with her because she felt like she needed more and more alone time. And again, she thought the problem was her, and she called herself lazy. She had a lot of negative self-talk. But she wasn't lazy. She was just energetically overloaded because she didn't have boundaries around her energetic sensitivity. And through our work together, she was able to create some energetic closing rituals or closure rituals, rather. And she learned how to say no without guilt. And she really protected her mornings like sacred ground because her mornings were the ones that were really being front loaded with that energetic overload there. And after she was able to do all these things, after she was able to listen to her intuition a little bit more with these rituals, learned how to say no without guilt, she started feeling like herself again. She started feeling creative, magnetic, clear. Her work got so much more enjoyable for her. She was able to show up for her people with 100% instead of just whatever was left. And that's the power of energetic boundaries. So we can have boundaries of all kinds. And if you're a highly feeling person, those energetic boundaries are so important to even how you just operate and show up in the world day to day. And that's the shift, right? It's the shift from becoming a little fragile to being absolutely fierce, right? Just like my client, she had that major shift of feeling lazy and wanting to become a recluse to really kind of getting grounded in herself, setting those energetic boundaries. And now she was flying, like she was a force to be reckoned with. And that's important to know too, that you can have that shift for yourself. Know that you're not fragile, you're just finely tuned. Your energy is not a liability. It's actually your compass. It helps guide you. But without boundaries, you're almost like a radio kind of picking up all the frequencies at once. It's overwhelming, it's confusing, and no wonder it's draining you if that's happening to you. But with boundaries, you can become a channel for truth. You can really tune into you and it's very defined. And you'll know it when you hit it because everything will be clear, everything will be energized. You'll know exactly when you find it. And this can be your new identity if you choose, right? A boundaried, intuitive woman who honors her energy like the sacred resource that it is, because it is. Now, I want to offer an invitation for you because I feel like listening to podcasts is one part of the journey of self awareness and becoming a better boundaried woman, becoming her, the awakened boundaried woman. But we have to bring these concepts into practice ourselves. So I want to offer you a little tool that I like to call the energy audit. And this is how it works. So this week, I want you to choose 3 different moments. My affliction for the number 3. I just like 3 because it can give you a sense of different areas of your life. Okay. And I want you to think about 3 moments where you feel emotionally drained, overwhelmed, or even irritated. So think about when you're having a highly emotional reaction, that's going to be a moment that we can tune into. Okay. And I want you to ask yourself, when I was having these emotions, when I was having these highly feeling situations, was this mine? Was this energy mine? Was this feeling mine? And then ask yourself, what boundary could have protected my peace in that moment? What did I need to do in that moment? What boundary could have helped that situation or helped me in that situation? And I want you to write it down. I want you to reflect on it and decide how you can handle it differently next time, because that's the key to growth, is learning, reflecting, and then trying something different. And I know it feels like homework. I had one my clients always say, she's like, I've been listening to your podcast. And I was like, well, great. Not only our coaching sessions, but she's also hearing my voice in the podcast. She's like, you always give homework. Why do you always give homework? And I said to her, and which I'll say to you too, is that this is quote unquote the work, right? It's not enough just to receive it. We have to alchemize it, and we have to act on it. We have to be different. If we want to be different, we have to act on it. And so actually sitting down and reflecting on this, and whether it be in a conversation with a trusted friend, or if it be pen and paper or a voice note to yourself, that's where the shifts can happen, because that's going to have a different awareness that maybe when you're in that deeply feeling state you can't get rationally, but you can when you're not in that heated, highly energetic moment. Then you can have those insights, and then you can make the choice. How do I want to show up differently? How can I protect my peace? What boundary needs to be in place? So that's my invitation to you guys this week. Think about 3 different moments. Ask yourself, was this mine? What boundary could have protected my peace in that moment? And just reflect how you want to approach those situations differently in the future. And if you really are a very studious person like myself, or just like a good old pen and paper, or just need to see it written down because you're a visual person, I've actually created a PDF of this. So if you want to grab this energy audit kind of template that you can just print off, download, or just reference so that you can do this in a more structured way, I've created that for you. All you have to do is just grab it down in the notes, or you can just message me on Instagram at vicky.pittman.coach. I'll have all of this in the show notes as well. But that way you can just print it off as a PDF and reference it, and you can utilize it multiple times a week, or just utilize it as one of your self-care practices moving forward. And if you like that exercise, or if you're feeling the benefits of work like that, and you know you're ready to reclaim your energetic sovereignty on a deeper, more transformative way, then my LEAP coaching program may actually be a great fit for you. And again, I'll put that information, if you'd like to learn more and apply, in the show notes. Now, to wrap this up, I just want you to know and remember in your bones, your sensitivity is sacred. Your no is healing. And boundaries, they are the gateway to becoming the woman you were born to be, to becoming the woman who you already are, but maybe have forgotten, maybe haven't tapped into, or maybe afraid to let her out. Okay, let that freak flag fly, my friend. Let her out. She's wanting to come out. And even if it means she only comes out in certain situations, if that feels safer, she's ready. She's ready. And if you're a deeply feeling person, know that that is a gift. We just need boundaries to help contain it, to protect your energy, and also to help better serve people around you, people you love, and people you support. All right. So I love this episode. This is the second to last one of this mini series, Becoming Her. The next week will be our last one in this mini series, and then we'll move on to something else. What I haven't quite decided on, I'll let you all know. Don't worry. Or if you follow me on social media on Instagram, you'll probably get the deets ahead of time. And so remember, stay energetically sovereign. Boundaries are your path to your most empowered self. And until next time, love yourself like you mean it. Bye for now.